All right, this section is going to cover the new function that has been introduced in Sync called floor plan. And this utilizes an actual floor plan map to allow servers working on the lanes or in the restaurant area to use tables and table numbers or seats and seat numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in as a server. And when I set my user up for this server, I set up that I wanted their default view panel to be the floor plan. So this is the floor plan for my restaurant and my bar with all the table numbers and the seat numbers that have been set up. Typically, you have a similar map like this in the kitchen so that the food runners have a map to look at when they're taking food out to the customers. So this is, again, for a restaurant. If you're a server that's working out on the lanes, you might see something like this set up in your location. And this, instead of being tables, these are lane numbers, but they act just like tables and work the exact same way as the restaurant floor plan. So if you're taking care of a guest on lane number 1, you would pick lane number 1 and start their table. So I'm going to go back to the restaurant floor plan for this example, and you're going to pick the table that you're going to wait on. So the first thing is to highlight the table and then start it. And when we build the users, we create a default view panel that we want to go to directly from here when I start a table. So in a restaurant, typically the first thing that guests will order is something to drink. So I have set this up to automatically default in the office to the bar view panel. So I can go in, start the table. You'll see it starts the transaction and starts a receipt number, attaches the table number up here in the top right-hand corner of the receipt screen so that you do not have to label this particular receipt with a table number. It automatically inherits that. And you can then start to take care of the guests. So if you're taking care of the guests and you aren't using the seat function that is built into the floor plan, then you would just ring in what they purchase as you go, and then typically start a tab for that particular guest. Now that order went into the kitchen or to the bar, depending on what they ordered. And again, usually with a server working from a server station, the system automatically logs you out because multiple people are using that particular station. So when you come back and either swipe in with your card or sign in with your username, it will automatically take you back to the screen that has your tables on it. You'll notice here I only have one table started. It is green, indicating that it is owned by the person who is signed in. And so you will see all of the other tables and whether they're being used or not. However, they will be a different color on this screen. So I'll go ahead and sign in as a different employee, go to the floor plan and start a table under that employee's name so you can see the difference. So you'll see here that a different employee is signed in. They can see that table number 63 has been started, but it is red, indicating it belongs to somebody else. So when I go in here and start the table here and ring in their first drinks, start the check. Now, if I go back to the floor plan, you'll see my table is green, but the other person's table is red. Now, if I log out and log back in as the other person, you'll have the opposite color scheme. So here's my green table that I own, and here's the red table that a different employee owns. Now, at this point, if you want to add to the table, you just pick the table and hit Get Receipt. That's the easiest way to get to it. However, if you happen to be on a different screen somehow and you want to find the table, you can use the regular Find Tabs function here and click on Find, and you will see that the table number is here under the party. Very easy to find the table you're looking for by going in here as well. So I bring up their tab. When I do it that way, then it does not take me back to the screen I was on. But if I do it from here, and I go here and get receipt, it's automatically going to take me back to the bar screen where maybe now I go in and add food to their check and service their check to continue their tap. So that's the basic steps for the use of the table floor plan. Very easy to use, very intuitive. When you're ready to cash them out, you pick the table, get the receipt, and now you're ready to go ahead and cash out.